Hello everyone, welcome back to the Kpop Actually channel. The world seemed to stop for a moment when a man wearing sunglasses and ripped pants stepped out of a vehicle in front of the South Korean SDT headquarters. Yes, it was Kim Taehyung, a member of BTS, also known as V, who made a surprise appearance in the heat of the day, bringing a shock that shook the military base. There was no media coverage. There was no official announcement. But as soon as he appeared, all the troops preparing for the discharge ceremony turned around. The atmosphere suddenly changed. All the soldiers exclaimed, "It's BTS's V," and in an instant, smiles and applause echoed throughout the area. Taehyung arrived not as a celebrity, but as a brother in arms. He warmly sat among his comrades who had just completed their service. He brought not only a calming presence but also an aura of pride to all present. In one now viral photo, Taehyung is seen crouching in the front row with other soldiers, flashing the V sign with his fingers, iconic, yet deeply personal that day. He was no longer a global idol, but a comrade who respected and celebrated his comrades' achievements. But the surprises didn't stop there. Inside the base, several soldiers displayed Taehyung's original autographs, which he left on special commemorative cards. One even had the touching words, "Thank you for your efforts. May you always be strong and healthy." Also visible was a small cake dated July 28, 2025, the official day of the SDT Comrades Discharge. It bore the sweet inscription, "Congratulations on completing your duty with pride." From Taehyung. The cake has now become a symbol of a moment that will never be forgotten by anyone present that day. The soldiers said they hadn't been notified of his arrival. Even the unit commander appeared surprised, but also deeply touched. One officer said, "This is a wonderful example of brotherhood. V hasn't forgotten who he is or where he came from." The moment also sparked a wave of emotion among armies. They flooded social media with the hashtags #VNSDT, #ProudOfTaehyung, and #MilitaryBrotherhood. Within hours, photos of the visit became the #1 trending topic on Twitter and Weverse. Many fans noted how simple Taehyung looked. A plain black t-shirt, ripped pants, and large glasses, he looked like an ordinary young man. But it was precisely this simplicity that made his star shine even brighter. He appeared as a human being, not a star. A soldier posing next to him wrote on Instagram, "I can't believe I'm sitting next to V Hyung." But what's more surprising is that he remembers our names. Yes, Taehyung didn't come just for the sake of it. He came with his heart. Besides offering encouragement, Taehyung also had a warm conversation with his juniors still serving. He offered a brief piece of advice: "Don't be afraid of getting tired. This will shape who you will be in the future." I've learned a lot from this, too. Some speculation arose, was this a sign that Taehyung would soon be completing his military service? Some fans suspected this was the final step before his official military leave began. If true, it would be the sweetest farewell. Even the Korean media was stunned. No journalists were invited, but photos circulating from fellow soldiers and fans immediately graced the front pages of K-pop portals. They called Taehyung a symbol of loyalty and humility. Not only army, but even civilians were proud. Comments like "This is how public figures should behave" and "Taehyung is truly a man" flooded online communities. He became a rare example in an entertainment world often filled with false spotlights. This moment wasn't about BTS. It wasn't about popularity. It was about the values of humanity, friendship, and loyalty. About how a man at the peak of global fame still returned to embrace those who struggled with him at his lowest. Many were also touched by Taehyung's incredibly sincere interactions. He didn't hesitate to hug, joke, and even pat his friends on the shoulder. Their smiles were genuine. There was no boundary between idol and soldier that day, they were all brothers. At the end of the visit, Taehyung was seen waving and bowing deeply to the entire unit. He said, "I will always support you, no matter where I am." Simple words, yet full of meaning, that will be etched in our hearts forever. Many fans are now calling for this moment to be officially documented. Some even suggested it be included in a future BTS documentary. "We need to see this side of Taehyung, which is rarely seen on screen," wrote one fan from Japan. One of the most touching moments was when Taehyung sat quietly for several minutes in front of the SDT headquarters building, gazing at the blue sky with deep eyes. His comrades left him in silence, as if understanding that Taehyung was reminiscing. Perhaps it was the difficult times during rigorous training, or perhaps it was the close friendships forged amidst the harshness of the military field. The quiet moment was captured by a cell phone camera, and has now gone viral with the caption, "A true soldier who never forgets." Not only did he bring surprises and memories, but Taehyung also brought a message of hope. In a small talk with his juniors, he mentioned that his time in the service had made him appreciate the little things in life more. He said, "Life out here can be so fast-paced and noisy. But here, I've learned to hear voices I've missed, my heart, the sound of nature, and the voices of true friends." The words went viral on Korean online communities and touched many. According to a military official, Taehyung's arrival was completely unscheduled by protocol. Even the commander initially thought it was just a rumor among the soldiers. But Taehyung simply came, without bodyguards, without cameras, and without any intention of publicity. He came as a friend. This is what made everyone respect him even more. In an entertainment world often filled with publicity, such a presence felt incredibly rare and incredibly honest. What was equally interesting was the response from fellow celebrities and idols. After photos of Taehyung's visit circulated, BTS's official Weverse account was flooded with touching comments from fellow BTS members. Jimin wrote, "You make me proud, Taehyungi." Jungkook even reshared one of his photos with the short caption, "True loyalty doesn't need a stage." These messages further heightened the emotional value of the moment. Furthermore, several soldiers who had just completed their duties with Taehyung also wrote farewell notes, mentioning V directly. One wrote, "I came as a stranger, returning with a brother. Thank you, Taehyung, who always cheered us up even on our hardest days."